Finding the answers to normal probability questions should be quite straightforward on the calculator. I have three examples here, A, B and C, asking for different regions of the same distribution, and that distribution in each case has a mean of 100 and a variance of 225. So from that information we will need to know the standard deviation, and that will be 15. Now to calculate the first one, we're required to find a region in our distribution between 90 and 120. So it would look something like this. We'd be expected to find this region, and the whole of that can be done on the calculator. So on the calculator, menu button, stats, distribution, which is F5, normal, F1, and we pick the probability button, NCD, which is F2. Now clearly here our lower point is at 90 and our upper point at 120. So for our lower we put down 90, execute. Our upper is 120, execute. Our standard deviation is 15 and our mean 100. Press the button for that one, move down, calculate or execute on that, and we get our answer. The probability required is equal to 0.656, and that would be to three significant figures. So as you can see, a very simple process, the calculator being used as if they were tables. What about the x greater than 120? For B, the diagram is going to look something like that. We've got 120 and we're looking to collect or find the area in the top end there. Well, if we go back to the same routine, we've already got plenty of the data in here. This time our lower end will be at 120. I've forgotten the 0 there. Our lower end will be at 120. Now our upper end is basically infinity, because of course this distribution tends towards the axis, but it doesn't actually reach it. So we need to choose a suitably big enough figure to be able to cope with the calculation. We can't put infinity in our calculator. We need a lower end of 120 and upper end something suitably large. So let's put down 9,999, a very large figure, which will be enough for us to get the calculation correct. Our standard deviation remains at 15, our mean 100, calculate the value, F1, or just press execute, and we get the answer for the probability is equal to 0.0912. Now our last section, C, requires us to find the probability that x should be less than 80. And again, our mean is 100, and we want the value less than 80. So we're looking for the area of this tail. Go back to our calculator, exit. Our upper value is at 80, so our upper value needs to be changed to 80, but our lower value, press execute, use the arrows to move back up, our lower value needs to be something very small, technically something, for the purposes of the tables, approaching negative infinity. So let's choose something suitably small there. Our mean and variance, or in this case we will always input to the calculator our standard deviation is still 15, our mean is 100, and we press execute, and we get an answer of probability is equal to 0.0912. Now, of course, there should be no surprises with that answer because the normal distribution is symmetrical. So 20 above the mean, and the probability greater than that, should be the same as 20 below the mean, and the probability less than that. These two areas, of course, are the same.